most police departments have really good retention holsters. Not all of them. Again, you got to think some of these smaller departments just don't have the funds. They may not, take the time to get the grants, and they may just go to a place and get a cheap holster like this one. And that's why I bought this holster on purpose, because it's cheap and it won't retain, other than this little right here, which he could just easily pop up. So other than that, he could draw very easily. My holster that I use is a Black Hawk Serpa. It's got a retention button on it. So when I grab my Glock like this, where I put my index finger is where the button is, and I push it and then I draw. If you don't push that button, you can't. So if somebody comes up, again, come from this side over here so the camera can see. So he comes in and he grabs, and he doesn't know to push the button, and he just starts pulling. He's not going to, and I could strike him, I could backhand him easily, hit him in the throat, whatever. He's not going to take my weapon until he pushes that button. However, what could that button do? It can fail, can't it? Same thing with an officer's, because, from time to time I hear police officers say that. Well, you have to, like for a lot of them, you have to push down. They have a little flap right here, and it's hard, and you have to push down and push forward to get it out of the way and pull up. Of course, most people don't know that, so when they go for an officer's weapon and start pulling, it won't come out, right? But what if they accidentally did with both hands, hit it with that one right there, and jerk just that direction? It's coming out. So even if he doesn't know how to take it out of the holster, he did it accidentally just by his motion. So you can't rely on these holsters that are supposed to be, kind of retention type holsters where this guy's not supposed to be able to get it. They can. I've seen several videos on YouTube where it's happened, and it's nothing worse. Each year, on average, 45 to 65 officers get killed, and at least 1 to 3 of those are killed with their own firearm. So it happens. The number one rule for firearm retention, first of all, is don't let them touch it, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But we're going to start out with worst case scenario. He comes up and grabs the gun. If I'm not careful, he's going to have it. He can have both hands on it, one hand on it, it doesn't matter. What you have to do is place your hand on top and keep positive pressure down. Now, I've seen some of them reach through like this and pull the weapon back up this way. Well, not only can you not do that with this type of belt, but that doesn't solve your problem. You don't have your hands on him and you're not keeping this pushed down. It's much simpler to keep positive pressure. So now when he tries to pull it out, he can't do it. And then you can turn and take him down with that tainagi, okay? And then roll him over, and you're finished, and you still have your weapon. He grabs, we're gonna work on retention, place that hand there. Then no matter what he tries to, he can pull as hard as he wants to now. He can know how to work this holster. He's not gonna get it, okay? And then again, you can turn and take him down, okay? And if he's trying to still hang on, you can finger lock to get him off. Because I've had people to where the attacker was like this and they still got it out. Because number one, you didn't keep positive tension. Number two, you can peel him off, okay? Then I can even push his head over to the side here and roll him and go ahead and do a finish. We can go lethal, and we'll talk about this for just a little bit, because we should. If it's more than one especially. I could easily pull my knife out and have it in his throat or down here real quick, okay? So that wouldn't take much at all. And again, when I train police officers, I always tell them you should have a knife on the opposite side of your gun, just for that. It doesn't need to be over here. Why?
Now you gotta take your hand off.
He could use it, plus I gotta take my hand off to grab it, don't I? What Brian just said. So my knife is here, right? And I stop him, and then I go for the knife, and he does get it out. And even if I stab him, if he shoots me, he won. Yeah. So you really, if you're gonna do this retention technique, you need, this hand has got to be on the gun. So this hand has to, we got to have a knife over here somewhere on the belt. Now, they've also got tasers, a lot of them right here, but it may be hard for you to grab your taser properly and turn it around. But if you can, there's nothing wrong with that. Tasing. You know, people talk about mace. I don't like mace. I don't like the use of it, especially outside on a windy day. What if the wind's blowing this way? Okay. And I squirt him. He's going to get a little, I'm going to get a lot if it's real windy. See what I'm saying? What if we were in an enclosed space such as the elevator? Doors are shut and all of a sudden he grabs this and I stop him and I start squirting. We're both going to get equal amount, aren't we? So I really don't like the use of mace at all. I prefer, like I said, the knife. If you can get the taser, that's good. Don't ever stand here and hit to the face, because if he can take it, he's just going to stand there and take it. And I don't want that. What pressure points do we use that are up there that work really good? Carotid artery, right? I could tag him there and he'll go down. Okay? What about the sternal notch? Yeah. And that was just pushing on it, right? We know we can hit it. Okay? Or I could even switch hands and hit real hard there. He'll go down with that gag reflex. So there's a lot of things that you can do. You know, I like hitting here, but is that going to make him let go? Probably not. Might make him let go with this hand and start caving this out of my face in. I want to keep him pinned here. It's easier to do hit-tai-nagi. Just turn and do that one if you're going to do the takedown. So if you got to go lethal, in my opinion, knife over here or a backup gun back here. Either one of those two. Pull it out and, go for the carotid, go for the throat, whatever. Again, even with the knife, what would be wrong with doing this? What would be the problem with doing that?
Ain't gonna kill him.
It's not going to kill him right off, is it? It's not going to
wrestle you for a while.
Eventually, it's going to get him, but he's going to be able to take that for a while. But if I hit him here with that knife, or if I come up and slice down, or come back up like that and stick it in here, yeah, that'll be much quicker. Especially if I catch him right there in the throat. So if you have to go lethal, the knife or a backup weapon that you can draw and shoot are really good. If you don't have to go lethal, and one-on-one, if you train properly, you shouldn't have to. You should easily be able to pin and keep positive pressure, turn, and peel him down. Okay, shouldn't be a problem. So again, he comes up and grabs, positive pressure. Okay, you have to turn. Don't stand here and do this. Don't have your body facing this direction and just reach across. Okay, turn and keep this pinned. Okay, as you turn. Okay, and then take him down. Okay, and then peel off. Roll over. Okay, then you can go into a cuffing technique very easily. Okay. What you're doing now, this principle is called attack the attack. Before I tell him to put his hands on the car, and he does, and I tell him to get out, and all of a sudden he pounces and grabs my gun. Boom, too late. So now I go to retention, correct? But now he puts his hands on the car, and I tell him to get out, and I'm watching him out of the corner of my eye. See, I can see him, I can see all of his movements, I can see his feet, his hands, everything. And now he comes at me again. See, boom, hit, got him pinned, take him down. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. We're standing here and I'm dealing with multiple people at a traffic stop, and he gets a hold of the gun, and I do this and I stop him from doing anything, right? In fact, I can even peel him off and do a finger lock right there. Whoops. And that's good. But what's best case scenario? Grab a get place. Yeah. Don't let him touch your weapon to begin with, right? So that's what you really need to do. So you can't just go there though. Why? Because we're human and we make mistakes. So what happens if you're, like we said, we're at a traffic stop and I tell him to put his hands on the car, And he does, and I say, driver, get out and walk to me, right? And he grabs my weapon because I wasn't paying attention to him like I should have. So now I have to do my retention technique, okay? But best case scenario, I tell him to put his hands on the car, and I keep my distance. And now as I'm telling the driver to come out, he reaches for my gun this time, and I move, okay? And I take him down, and then I can draw. You have to practice, you have to be ambidextrous. So he goes for the weapon this time. See, I go to the outside, okay? Take him down this way. Choke, all right? Just throw. Back up and draw. Okay, so this time as you practice both sides. Okay, go outside, inside. Don't have a favorite. Because again, maybe my favorite is to go this way. And there's someone here. I just turn my back on him. See, not good. Okay, so you don't have the luxury of having favorite techniques when you have multiple attackers, and sadly that's what a lot of instructors do wrong. Think of our edged weapons training. Okay, he goes for the grab. What do we do with edged weapons? We pin. That's all this is. He doesn't have an edged weapon, but it works, doesn't it? He can throw a punch. Right? Hit. So whether he's got a knife on him or not, yeah, we do that all the time with an edged weapon, don't we? That's one of our faves. You go back and look at any of our edged weapon training videos, and what do you see? You see a guy coming in stabbing. You see us pinning, and then going after him with our knife or whatever. But we pin, don't we? That's what I'm doing with this retention technique. He goes for my weapon, and I pin. And again, I can hit, but I'm only going to hit once, remember? Because what happens if I keep doing this? Now it's a hockey match. I'm hitting here, and he's going to be hitting me in the face.
He can also grab the gun.
Exactly. He can go for the gun. Yeah. He can just grab the gun. I'm sitting here just, oh yeah, you know, do what I tell you, and I'm lighting up these ribs, and I don't even realize he just disarmed me until I see the barrel of the gun in my face. So yes. So I may hit him once just to take his balance, and then immediately flow into the takedown, and then into the rollover, and into the cuffing technique. Okay. So he grabs me, I've got to do something. Okay. But he goes to grab me again. Okay. Okay. I attacked the attack that time. I didn't wait till he grabbed me. So that's what this principle is. So think about it that way. When you're standing here and he goes for your gun, don't let him touch it. Turn and go this way, okay? Or back up and go this way. You don't care how. And then, like I said, start throwing that second one in, pretend that there's another guy there, and then don't turn in the direction that he's in, okay?